Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Video Games, back with another really cool arcade game video for you that we thought we would film for you. This is today the legendary Ikari Warriors. We were talking about it earlier. This may be actually the first game I ever played on the arcade. I remember playing it at a department store when I was little. This may have been the first one I ever played. Now, if you guys are experts on arcade games, then you know that something doesn't look quite right. That's because this is not the original cabinet. Back in the day, you could buy two types of arcade games. You could buy the one that came in a big box like this one. If you look over here, see that big box behind that game? That's because there's an arcade game in there, brand new. But if you, back in the day, you could buy them. They come in a big box just like, well, not just like this, but, you know, dedicated, they called it, from the factory. You would get it at your distributor. Or you could just buy the kit, which would be some artwork, the game board, the controllers in this case, and you would basically make an old game play this new game by changing the art and installing the board, blah, 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 blah. Well, flash forward, well, back in the day they would do that, and they'd put these in the arcade, and a lot of people wouldn't even notice, you know, if you did it right. Well, flash forward nearly 20 years, and these kit games like this are looked down upon. They're scorned in society. People don't like the kit games as well as they like the dedicated ones. But it's my sneaking suspicion that a lot of the games that we remember playing back in the day, like the one I remember playing, this particular game, may have in fact been a kit. I don't know. When I was a kid, I didn't know anything about that. How would I know if it was in the wrong cabinet? But these things get disrespected a little bit, but we love the kit games if they're done decently like this one is. So we'll film this a little bit and show it to you. But keep in mind, if the Ikari Warriors, if you look at the flyer of the game, or if you find an original one, it'll look a little different than this because this is not the original cabinet. This cabinet, you can tell by the profile and the way it's set up, is obviously a Konami Century Gyrus. Gyrus was another really cool game. But Gyrus came out in probably 1981 or so, 1982. And this game came out in 1987 as a kit. Well, they had whoever the operator was had a Gyrus sitting around that wasn't making any money anymore. And it was taking up a lot of room. So he turned it into an Ikari Warriors, and little kids like me back then put a bunch of quarters into it, and it saved the cabinet that was rusting away in his warehouse and got it back out on the street making money for him so he could feed his family. So this is a kit version. It plays the same, or should be pretty much the same, but you'll see some little differences. But we thought we'd just show it a little bit. Ikari Warriors is an awesome game in my opinion. Here's the marquee, which would have been the same as the one on the dedicated cabinet. You can see this one's faded. This originally would have been red, but it's faded really evenly, so it looks really nice actually. We bought this off of a local lady who had this for a while, and we've worked on it a little bit, got it fixed up, and now it's ready for sale. So they did that, and then the other thing that they did to make this a kit game is they installed the control panel overlay. Well, the problem whenever they did kits was a lot of times the joysticks would be in the wrong place, or the buttons would be in weird places. So for whatever reason, whenever they did it, they didn't put the joystick, they didn't drill a hole through the art on where the joystick's supposed to go. So they're off a little bit, you know, which makes it where it's not perfect how it ought to be, but it's still playable. And they lined up the grenade and machine gun buttons pretty good, and they lined up the start buttons pretty good. So they did a pretty fair job. And the trick to a good kit game, I think, is that if you look at it, can you see any sign of the previous game? And you really can't. You know, you can't really tell that this wasn't an Ikari Warriors originally, unless you just know what an Ikari Warriors looks like, unless you look close. Now, if you look close, you would see, like we said about the art, how the joysticks aren't in the right place. And if you look at the bezel, they did a pretty good job with it. See, it says Ikari. That looks pretty good. But originally, it would have said Warriors under it too, so they had to cut it to make it fit, right? And then if you look up here at the top, you can see that some of the text was cut off. Originally, this would have been a little taller, but it didn't fit the cabinet right, so they cut it. So what we have left is it says, whoop, it says, reach the small village of Ikari in Southeast Asia. It may be Ikari, I think it's Ikari though. Reach the small village of Ikari in Southeast Asia. When you arrive at Ikari, someone very special will be there to greet you. Go to Ikari. Good luck and good hunting. And then on this side, it says, tanks. When a friendly tank flashes in, push grenade button when you are on the tank ready to get in. Use fire button for tank cannon. Use grenade button to escape from burning tank. 1986 SNK Corp. All rights reserved. Now there may have been a bunch more text above that, but I haven't paid that much attention to it on the original one, so I don't know what they cut off. But for what they left, it's actually kind of readable. You know, it kind of makes sense. So they cut it in a good place, I believe. And I like how they down here got it where you can still read Ikari. You know, they did a good job. So I think this is a pretty decent little kit, really. It's not perfect. There's a couple of flaws. The joystick thing's a little weird, but it is what it is. There were two types of these. These are rotary joysticks, they call them. There were two types. There were the ones that SNK made, which is the company well, I believe SNK licensed it to Trade West for America. But SNK made joysticks that were kind of cylinder. It was like a little cylinder. It almost looks like a little pill bottle, like a yellow pill bottle. And you twist it to basically change the way the guy's aiming the gun. And then there were these ones. These are the Waco ball top joysticks. And so instead of a pill bottle cylinder shape, it's a ball top, like, you know, people are used to on a lot of other games. And so the way these worked are, you can twist it and you can hear it click. And so basically you can spin it 8 different directions, which determines which direction the gun is aiming. Now when the game starts, the gun's aiming straight, so it doesn't matter where you've got the joystick when you start. It'll just, as you turn it, it'll turn them. So it's not like if you've got the joystick in the wrong place, when the game starts, the gun will be facing backwards or anything. It doesn't work like that. And then also, of course, they're regular joysticks, so you can go forward, back, right, left, and it's an 8-way joystick, so you can go diagonal as well. So there you go. Cool little kit. It's been sitting here all day making people happy. A lot of people have been coming in and saying, oh man, Ikari Warriors, I remember that game, it's so fun. And nobody yet has said, hey, it's in the wrong cabinet. Proving my point that the general public didn't really care what cabinet it was in. Now, it would have been cool if it still had the side art. Usually the kits came with side art too, so there would have been like a big square that they could have put here on the side. That has nice artwork on it, but it either was never installed on this cabinet or they somebody peeled it off, which very well could have happened. But what I'll do is I will set up the tripod and we'll play through it a little bit and see if it takes you back. All right, folks, we're going to play through it a little bit. Everybody's probably played this. But here we go. This is kind of similar to the Commando game that I shot a video of not too long ago. Here we go. Oh no, we're wrecking the plane. Oop. I'm gonna try not to knock over the tripod while I play this. Take some of that. Whoa. Whoa, wrong way. I'm in heavy fire here, folks. I guess I can just hold the button down. That's right, I shot him in the back. Me and my brother always used to fight to see who could get in the tank quicker. Oh man, I can't remember how to get in the tank. What's up with that? Oh, oh, oh. I've got an excuse. The tripod's kind of in my way. Oh, they got me again. I had to suicide bomb it. That's horrible. I shouldn't say that. Oh, man. Oh, I didn't notice he was a bad guy. Oh. Please write. What? Oh, I was hitting it the wrong way. What am I doing here? Uh-oh. If they let you put five initials in, that's dangerous, folks. Because you could spell things other than your initials. We'll try it one more time. Does it not let you? I don't know if it doesn't let you continue or if it's just like a dip switch setting that I don't have on. I thought you could continue, but I may have been wrong about all that. Yeah, if you stand in front of a mortar, good way to get killed. They got me, folks. Once again. I want to get to the tanks before they blow them up like last time. I don't remember how you get in. Oh, there we go. Uh-oh. Well, it was short-lived, but it made it. All right, there you go, folks. I just wanted to film a little video of it. Everybody's played it. Most of the people that have played it are probably better than me at it. But there you go. That is Ikari Warriors. The famous, the legendary Ikari Warriors. By the time you see this video, we may have already sold Ikari Warriors. Check out our Vindicators next to it. Looking so sweet. Anyway, we may have already sold Ikari Warriors, but maybe we'll have a different game that you're interested in if you're looking to buy a game. And if you are, check out our website, lionsarcade.com. Even if you're watching this 10 years from now, all of our current games will be on lionsarcade.com. And if you're in the area, you can come by and see us. We're in downtown Rock Hill, South Carolina. And that's about 15 minutes south of Charlotte, North Carolina. Just over the border beneath Carowinds, south of Carowinds. And if you're not in the area, or you're not even looking to buy an arcade game, you just like cool old arcade game videos, well, you're in the right place. Subscribe to us here on YouTube. We're going to be filming a ton more. Every time we get something interesting in, we will film a video and put it up and share it with you for free. So subscribe to us, and we will see you next video.